Hey guys, welcome to Market Hour Live. And I have a treat for you guys today. I know we just popped online and we we didn't really plan anything today, but it's all right. We are going to get into some fun and exciting things today. There were some things that I needed to take care of, and I've been getting a lot of feedback from you guys about certain things that you're looking for and what it is you want to accomplish and things like that. So with those questions, it helps me as a content creator know what I need to do to help provide what you guys are looking for in this community. So I'm working on setting up the chat right now. I didn't want to wait a little bit longer than necessary to get this going. So just in case somebody started chatting, I'm working on setting that up. Also, I'm setting up my streaming program. And I need to make sure I put some of this stuff on the screen. So if you have any questions, let me make sure I put that on the screen. And yes, you can hear me checking the sound. Well, you got to be on your stuff. I'm telling you, there's so many moving parts to this stuff. Captions, want to be clear. There you go. So if you have any questions you want to ask, just ask them in the chat. Ask them in the chat. While you're doing that, I'm going to be working on this other stuff and getting it set up. I'm going to have to pull up the charts over here. Just talk you through what I'm doing. So I use the Restream streaming service, just in case you guys wanted to know what I use for me to provide my live streams, et cetera, et cetera. So this is a paper trading account. Normally when I do my live streams, Monday through Friday, following trading sessions at 11 p.m. Eastern time, the Market Recap Live, it's my actual account, but I have it private where we should be good. So that's my actual account. I'm about to start showing you guys a paper trading account because people want to learn how to actually put orders in to purchase and trade shares. Hold on one second. Hey sis, I'm in a live stream right now, and I think that they can hear you because the phone is loud. I'm not about to hang up. It's okay. It's live. What's going on? Oh, okay. Well, I was calling you to see if you wanted to co-host the live stream. I'm about to do a market hour live and go over the stuff we was talking about as far as like how to purchase fractional shares and how to put orders in. And I'm setting up the paper trading account right now. So you can tune in or whatever and leave a couple comments or whatever, because I need to check to see if the Facebook comments are coming through if you don't mind. Yep, so just check on Facebook. All right, thanks. Talk to you soon. So if somebody's tuning in, I see somebody up here, please hit that like button. I definitely would appreciate it. If you have any questions, go ahead and put them in the chat and I'll see what I can do for you. So we have that on the screen. Go over here. We're working on getting this chat set up. Test. Okay, so that's working. Need to turn this up. So yeah, sometimes like during the live streams at night, because I get the chats coming through from two different places. It's coming from YouTube because we're streaming on YouTube and we're streaming on Facebook. Sometimes the chats come through from one place, but they don't come through from the other. And then I'm using another program called Social Stream Ninja. Hey, we live. All right, I got you. So that came through on the Restream service, but it didn't come through over here on this social media, social stream. So, oh my gosh, Social Stream Ninja. It did not come up. So I'm gonna ask you to leave a chat in one more in another second. Give me 1 second. We're gonna blow this up full screen, and then we're going to go here, main monitor. I want to take that chart down for a second. Okay, Facebook. Any questions, go ahead and put them in the chat. Whether you're streaming from YouTube, if you're streaming from YouTube, put a YT in the chat. If you're streaming from Facebook, put an FB in the chat. I'm still working on getting this stream setup. I remember when I checked with AI told me I needed to link this to the actual event page. I need to link this to the event page. So how do I do that? I go to settings, browser session settings, standard. Yeah, this like a troubleshooting. This like a troubleshooting session right now. We trying to figure it out, guys. I'm gonna teach you something before we go, but right now we got to make sure we get this stuff fixed before the live stream tonight, because the live stream tonight is for real, for real. So I got to make sure that this stuff come through, because I hate when somebody comments on Facebook and this alert don't go off, and I see what the problem is. Let me see if I can trick it into doing it a certain way. Let me pull up. Let me see if I can do this. If I go over to new window, bring this over here so I can see it. And then if I share the stream, because we live on this event right now. So if I go to Facebook and I go to my page, because that's what we have it linked to, is there a live stream? There is a live stream. I can see it. Can't hear it, but I can see it. And you rolling, ain't you? You laughing at me hard. I'm trying to figure it out. Like, listen, we need this working out here in these streets. So I see it on my page. And this thing over here, so reveal capture page. No, this ain't what I see over here. This is not what I see over here. Okay. Now, when I go over here, now I see it. But when I go over here, it's not there. This is crazy. It's like it doesn't it's like it doesn't refresh. It's like it's using some old connection over there. If somebody know how to fix this, put it in the chat. Help me out. It says sessions, Facebook default, auto activate, reload. Sis, send another chat and let me see if it come through, please. Testing. Nope, didn't do it again. So let me see if I do stop. Oh, activate source. Okay, when I click activate source, I don't see no live stream on this. Let's see, tons all capital, I see it. The volume's down. Now, if I cut the volume on, it's gonna play back through the speakers. We're gonna mess something up like that. This ain't what I said I was gonna work on right now, so I'm gonna move on. I'm just gonna have to, yeah, I'm gonna have to use AI to do that. So let me do what I said I was gonna do, because I named this a tutorial and that's what we're supposed to be working on. So let's go over here and do the tutorial. I'm just gonna have to keep an eye on the messages. We're gonna do it like that. We're gonna do it like that. Okay, so what I'm working on, guys, this is a paper trading account and you can't see it. So here we go. We got the paper trading account pulled up, and I need some followers over there on the official Facebook page. So there is the link. I would greatly appreciate it if you go over there and give me a follow. We want to start live streaming over there. So we are on the ThinkorSwim platform, and I did some research today. I'm going to start showing you guys how to do stuff from your phone, even though I'm giving you guys, educating you guys on letting you know it's better to trade from a laptop and a desktop, but it is some things that you can do or accomplish from your phone. So I had to keep in mind, you got to start where you are. So if you don't have a computer and you don't have a laptop, the only option you have right now is to do this stuff from your phone. So I'm going to start showing you how you can do this stuff from your phone as well. But as far as this tutorial right now, I'm going to show you how to set these charts up. So I'm looking at a 5-year weekly chart, and this is the SPX. This is the S&P 500. I'm going to change this to the SPY, SPY. Okay. And I need to make sure I have all my labels on, and they're not on. If you have any questions, go ahead and put them in the chat. So let me change this to the questions. Let me change this to the questions so you guys will know. Just ask a question. So I take care of that while I'm doing this and put up the chat. Okay, that's blown up. So I need to take me off the screen so I can see where these labels are, because this is up too high. So if I do it like this, you guys can actually see these labels. Let me cut the volume labels on. So I go here. Yeah, so what I don't like about this program that drives me crazy is that your main account and your paper account are treated so separately that you have to set everything up the way you want it in both accounts separately. You have to literally go in and set it up how you want in your live account and in your paper trading account. But in a paper trading account, you can practice making trades without having to use real money. Just think about it like Monopoly money. So you can get in the habit of being able to know the steps you need to go through to execute a trade. It gives you the ability to practice using real numbers, but not having to use real money. So that's what that's about. So I have this set up because I want these charts to look the same way they look on the market recap live streams we do at 11 o'clock. So that's why I had to come in here and do this. And that thing that gets on my nerves, so let me show you what this is. You see this space right here, this big gap over here? We want to move this over, but we want this to automatically be there. So let me show you how you do that. You go up here to the gear icon for chart settings, and then you go over to time axis. Right here where it says expansion area, this is the amount of bar space that you see between here and here. All this area right here is the amount of candles that's missing. They are calling them bars. So when we go over here to chart settings, time axis, 102 bars is the amount of space that this is taking up. That's the space they're giving you. So we want to move this further over to the right. So what we're going to do, go to chart settings, time axis. I want to bring this down to just giving me a 40 bar gap. Bars are also candles. So that's what that is. Click apply and it'll bring it over. So that's what that did. I'm going to remove this drawing. Now, I want to save that so it doesn't reset every time I open this chart up. So that's what I've been dealing with that. So let me show you how we do this. I'm going to right click on the screen. Let me change this tool to the pointer. I'm right clicking on the chart. And when I right click on the chart, I'm going to go down to style. And I'm going to save this style. I'm going to name this market recap. You can name it whatever you want. I'm just telling you what I'm naming it. Market recap daily. Because this is a 1-year daily chart. Each time frame might have different labels. And I'm realizing now I don't have them on, but I'm just going to go ahead and save it, and I'm going to show you something. So we go ahead and we save this the way it is. It's going to say this already exists. So I'm going to say no. That means I already have it. So I'm going to go here and I'm going to load it. So load style. You see where it says market recap daily? I select that and my labels did not come back. So I got to figure out why that's not happening. And you see how it went back? That gap I just told you about just came back. So let's fix that. Settings, time axis, 40, apply. Then we're going to go ahead and we're going to save this style. Again, we're going to overwrite it. I did the wrong thing. I'm moving too fast, guys. Give me a second. Time axis, 40, apply, okay. Style, save style. It's already named. We're just writing it. Click save, replace it, yes. So now what I'm going to do to test it, I'm going to move these bars back. I'm going to move them back crazy. Just move them to like 150. 150, apply. You see they move further to the left. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to load this style and see if it puts it back where I want it. Boom. So we got that. So now this is preset how we want it. We need to add those labels back. So what I'm missing on this daily chart are my volume labels. So I go up here to this beaker icon that says edit studies, and this eyeball is blacked out. So that's just me. It's there, but it's not visible. I make it where it's visible, select apply, and now my volume labels are here. So this is how I wanted the chart to look. Now, if I want those labels to be there, we're going to save that in the styles. So let's go do that again. So we right click on the screen, go to style, save style. Perfect. I'm going to pull that on the screen in a second. Save. Market recap daily. Now right here, it says include patterns and study set. We're going to play around with this and see if it keeps that how I want it without me selecting that. So now we didn't select it, but we did save it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to hide this, click apply, and then we're going to reload the style and see if it puts it back. It didn't. So now we're going to try it again, and we're going to select that option that we saw before. So we go to the beaker icon for edit studies, make it visible. Now when we save the style, go to save style. We're going to select include patterns and study set, okay? And click save. Do you want to replace it? Yes, I do. So now I'm going to cut that off and see if this works. So now you see we can't see it. I took that label off, and maybe I'm blocking it a little bit. And let me put this back up. Let me put the Facebook information back up. No, the question, just in case somebody pop in, they can ask a question. Let me go back and put that on the Q&A label. Here's the Q&A label. Okay. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to load the style again and see if it puts my labels back. God, please let it do it. There, yes. Okay, we got it. You know, I'm so used to this stuff messing up on me. You got to forgive me. so when you want your layout to be a certain way, this is going to be a headache for you if you do not do this. We've been moving so fast with these live streams. We've been doing that market recap live that I've been failing forward. So like, as we've been making these mistakes, it's like, I got to make my time. I got to make the most of my time every time I do something. I got to make the most of it. So what I'm going to start doing when I'm setting my stuff up to get ready for the live streams at night, I'm just going to do Q&As during the day. I'm going to do this for like an hour. So this is when I'm going to be working in the lab, sitting down in front of the screen, getting the charts set up, doing research and things I need to do for the live stream at night. Because when people want to ask questions and stuff, we got a certain format we following at night for the market recap lives at 11 p.m. Eastern time, Monday through Friday, following trading sessions. We got a specific format we following. So when people chiming in, asking questions and want to talk in dialogue, we can do that during the day. I'm not saying don't leave a comment. I'm not saying don't ask a question. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is it breaks the flow. Because now I'm trying to, give you your undivided attention, and then people trying to follow along from what we already doing. So it's like a balancing act. So what I'm going to do when I set these charts up in the morning or when I'm working, and getting things ready for later on at night. Like when we were setting up the social ninja thing, I'm gonna do a video on that. So when people chiming in trying to figure out what is they doing with these messages and why he taking so long or whatever, he said he was doing something about the charts. So maybe I'll do another one where we setting up the social ninja where these messages are supposed to come through, because that's getting on my nerves. So here we are with the charts. What else do I want to do? So this is a 1 year daily chart, and that area is right here. So if you're trying to figure out the time frame on a chart, my nose is, forgive me. Let me change this to an actual company, because this isn't a company. This is the SPY ETF. So right here in this area, it tells you what it is you're looking at as far as now I haven't used the term before, but this is the financial instrument you're looking at. This is the financial instrument, or the specific company financial instrument. Let's stick with that, because that's the broad term to cover everything, because the ETF is not a company, so it will fall under financial instrument. So if we go over here to analyze, this is the SPY. Now, if you watch the market recap lives at night, it doesn't come up like this. It doesn't look like how it has all this stuff broken down. And I'll give you an example. We're going to go over to Market Watch. When we go over to Market Watch, this is where we have a watch list pulled up. So right now we have the S&P 500 watch list pulled up, and at night it does not look like this. You see where it says Custom Express and all of this? This because a lot of traffic and data is going on during the market hours. That's why I like doing the market recap lives later at night, because it's not as much traffic in the market, because it's after hours, and even a lot of traffic on the ThinkorSwim platform. You got a lot of people trying to trade right now and all of that different stuff. So it takes some of these tools a while to load up, or sometimes they don't load up at all. So that's why you're seeing custom expression too complex. So they're prioritizing this between different people that's using the platform right now. Absolutely, sis. Yes, I think that would help. Yes. So that way people can, I don't want people to feel like they not getting the attention they want, or they're being ignored. And I know how intimidating it is for people when they first get started. You want to ask these questions and you want to get answered. So we're going to try to get away from this whole AI thing and people not making themselves available, or people selling you courses, and then you don't have access to an actual person to ask them, hey, what does this mean? How do I do this? How come this isn't working? Why is this like that? And then my personal opinion, if somebody know what they're talking about, they should make themselves available to be able to have these conversations. So this is the market watch. This is the watch list. That's the technical term for a watch list for the S&P 500. This is preset. The beautiful thing is Charles Schwab on the ThinkorSwim platform already has this watch list made for you. You just need to know where to go to get it. So if you go to the Market Watch tab right here, the sub tab is quotes, and right under here is your drop down to select different watch lists. So you can create your own watch list. So right here under personal, these are custom watch lists that I created. So I'm going to show you how to create a watch list real quick. On the right hand side of the screen, right here in these drop downs, it look like 3 lines and 3 dots together. If I select that, it's the one right up under it where it says show scan query menu. You select that, and right here it says create watch list. So if you know the company, this top box right here, you can name it whatever you want. So for kicks and giggles, Tierra's trades or opportunities. Let's put Tierra's opportunity. I spelled that wrong. T-U-N-I-T-I-E-Z. Close enough. All right. So we named it. Now, this is for educational purposes only. MCD is McDonald's. So we put the ticker symbol in there and click enter. Boom. Let's say Tesla, TSLA, enter. Boom. That's that one. Let's say Uber, UBR, boom. Chipotle, CMG, boom. What's another one? Amazon, AMZN, boom. Meta, matter of fact, Bank of America, BAC, boom. Okay, so you put the tickers in. Now, you can move them. So you can click on it and drag it to move it from the bottom to the top, or you can select it so you know it's highlighted because it's blue. You can click up and down. You can remove symbols. So let's say I wanted to remove Bank of America or McDonald's. Yeah. So you click remove symbols. It's gone. Another way for you to remove it, select one, make the box empty, click enter, it's gone. But now they got this extra space here, but it's gone. Long story short, it's gone. So that's how you add, that's how you remove with the watch list. You can order however you want, and then you click save. Now that's where the watch list is. Now, how do we find it? We go to the drop down, we go over to personal, and now it shows up in that list. So that's how you create your own watch list. But our focus was to look at the actual watch list that's already made, the S&P 500 companies. So we go over here. Remember, if you have, I see a chat. Hold on one second. I wasn't paying attention and the thing didn't go off. Yes, yeah, can't spell. Sitting up there talking about, I got your name right. Opportunities wrong in the mug. Boy, if you don't buy a vowel, buy an I and put it on up in there. All right. So now we go down here. We go to right here where it says public R through W. Nope. I don't even see it now. What didn't happen? Oh, there it is. So S&P 500 right here. So public R through W, and I'm blocking it so you can't see it. Let me put this information on the screen. All right. Take me off the screen so you can see. Right here, the watch list drop down. We take that, we go down to public R through W, we select that. Now we go down to S&P 500. Now we pull that list up again. These are called columns. So this is the symbol column, description column, sector column. Let me put me back on the screen. And you can put it in order. So if you wanted to put the ticker symbols in alphabetical order, you just click on it. So that's ascending order, that's descending order, or descending. This is ascending. Then the other one's descending. So you can go right down. If you can't find it because it was jumbled up, you put it in alphabetical order, and then you can scroll down and look for what you're looking for to find out if that company is in the list. Now, even though this is called the S&P 500 index, sometimes it has more than 500 companies in it. So if I'm not mistaken, right now they have about 503 companies in the S&P 500. And a way for me to show you that, I don't know if I can use the scan in the paper trading, but I'll try it to see. So you can see the number of companies. Let's see if we can do this. So now I'm using a stock scanner, and I'm going to tell it to scan inside of that watch list. So now it's just going to pull up whatever I want in that watch list, right? So I'm going to remove this. So I'm telling it to scan in the S&P 500 index. So that means it's only going to look for things inside of that. I click scan. It's not acting right. So maybe it wants me to put something in here. It says 499 matches. That's not minimum. It's only coming up with 499. I know it's 503 because I just checked earlier. That's something else we can look at a different time. Let's just move on. Let's just move on. Let me see if it's another way for me to pull that up without having to use the scan tool. If we go over to Market Watch, visualize, and we pull up the S&P 500, does it give us a list? No, it just gives us the sectors here. Where can I go to get it? Never mind. Let's not get all of them to that. I'm gonna do some research so I'm not wasting time on that, so I can show you the list of actual companies because we can't count them. This is all of them right here on that watch list when we pulled it up under quotes. But we would have to manually count all these. but this is the full list when we go all the way to the bottom. But it's not something real quick that gives you the number of companies that's in that list. So that's that. Now, so we got our watch list. We talked about the charts. So let's talk about setting up the time frames. Like if you wanted to change the different time frames that you want to look at, it's going to be right up here where you see D at. So D just means day. So you click on that, and then these are the ones that I have set already. And I'm going to break down what these mean. This says day, 1 minute. So that means that the candles is going to be on the far right of that colon. That's going to be the candle. So every candle on these charts are going to be minute candles. On this is going to be 1 day. On this is going to be 1 week. And then the amount of candles is going to be on the left. I'm not candles, the time frame. Right, the amount of candles. I'm saying this wrong. Give me a second. On the left is going to be the time frame, correct. On the right is going to be the candle. So it's telling you the amount of time in the candle, and then it's telling you the amount of time that the candles are taking up. That's the space. That's a better way of explaining it. So if I go to a 3-year daily chart, I'm gonna click on that. So what that's doing is giving you 3 years worth of candles, and each individual candle represents 1 day. That's what that means. So this is 3 years worth of time using days, and each candle represents 1 day. So that's what you're seeing on the right, and that's what you're seeing on the left. So when you want to adjust your candles or your time frames, first you select the time you want to look at, and then you select what do you want the candle to represent? How much time do you want in each individual candle? So on this part of my chart, I have it set, or I like to have it set at 1 year worth of time, and I want each day to represent 1 candle. So that's what we're looking at right here. And let me take me off the screen. So that's how you set your time frame. And this is what I'm showing you or telling you that people leave out. Like when you're looking at YouTube and these stock guru guys, I don't know if they're not telling people because they're trying to keep it behind the paywall of the courses that they're offering, or they don't know. But I know that you need to know what time frame you're looking at, because if you didn't know what time frame you was looking at, I just shared that with you, where I just made that known. These candles do not look any different if you just change the time frame. If I change the time frame to let's say 5-year weekly, if I didn't tell you that they look like candles again. You don't know what you're looking at. You have to be able to read the chart to know what time frame you're looking at. And then you have to know how much time is in each candle. So now each one of these candles represent a week. Guess what else that throws off? That throws off these studies. So this 200 simple moving average, 200 what? If it was a minute chart, it would be a 200-minute simple moving average. If it was a daily chart, it would be a 200-day simple moving average. If it was a weekly chart, it would be a 200-week simple moving average. So when they leave out the time frame, they're leaving out a whole bunch of information. So you don't even know what these studies are if they don't tell you the time frame they're looking at. Even these indicators change depending on what time frame you're looking at. So if somebody on YouTube teaching you about stocks or sharing information with you, but they're not even telling you what time frame you on, you're lost. It's you totally lost. And they was doing this in books I was reading. They was doing these in courses that I purchased. I mean, it was terrible. So we go to another, let me put this back where it's supposed to be. This is supposed to be on a 1-year daily chart. So it's this one. See, candles, it looks the same. But here's the difference. This is a 200-day simple moving average, this dashed white line. And I have a grid set up. So I'm gonna teach you about grids. I can just click this arrow and it'll take me to a whole different time frame without me having to change anything on that particular chart. So that grid has already been set up for me. So let me create a whole nother grid, because I said I was going to teach about that too. So let's go here. We already have this grid saved. I have these saved over here, so I don't have to worry about messing these up. So let's go over here to, it says save. And then, so if you wanted to select a grid like you already had made, I have this set where this would tell me something different if the market was closed. So right now we're looking at this during market hours. We're looking at this during market hours. So thank you for the comments, sis. So since we're looking at this during market hours, I have a preset grid that changes what I'm looking at. I'm gonna show you what I mean. Let me take me off the screen. I really want you to see this. So you see this volume indicator right now? It's moving. It's moving. But this data over here is wrong. It's wrong. These labels are going to tell you something different based off of what's going on up here. So because this is telling us the market is closed, I have certain settings because of that. So I need to change this to market open. Now, when I change this to pro market open, the labels are going to be different. And now they even took everything off. So we in the paper trading account. So now I have to set all this stuff up. This is what I was telling you about earlier. So remember how we were working on the study? So now this is pulling up a whole different company. Like, this stuff is a headache. So I have to set each one of these up individually. So this is what I mean by this stuff takes time. So let's put in, we don't have to put none of that in. Let's go over here, go to style, and then we load the style. But we need to make sure we pull the right style. So on this grid, this is my weekly one. So I need to go over here, style, load style, market recap weekly, because this is the weekly chart. Now, when I load it, we didn't save the style like we talked about earlier for this one. So let me take me off the screen and we're going to fix the style situation. So I go up here to my beaker for edit studies. The box should pop up to tell you what we're looking at, and it didn't. So let's just select it. And I need to make it visible. Click apply and click OK. So now those labels are here. Now I want you to see something else. So I'm going to make sure I don't forget to tell you this. I need to put this on the screen because I need to see something. I want to make sure my label for my volume sit right above these when I put them on the screen. Like that label I just put there. That's why I want to make sure. And I know we're not looking at the spot right now. So let me go back to my captions and put my Q&A back on the screen. So if I had pulled this down too far, let me show you. It would be behind that. I don't want that to happen. I want my volume labels to be right above that Q&A thing. And then I can pull up the bottom. We don't really read those labels as much because I haven't gotten to that yet. We focus on the volume. So I want to make sure that that's there. Now we need to save this the way it is. I don't want this to change. And let's make sure we fix that gap over here. Let's double check it. So we go to charts. Now it's doing it. See, edit studies and chart settings. So we go over to chart settings and we go to time axis. This is 50. I want this on 40. Click apply. It's going to bring it over a little. So we got that set how we want it. We have the labels how we want it. So what I'm going to do, put me back on the screen. I found out what the problem was last night. That's why these buttons are moving smoother. Go down to style, and now we click save style. And we're going to save this as the market recap weekly because we're looking at weekly candles. We want to include the patterns in the study set. Click save. Yes, I want to replace it. So now my layout, the way I have it right now, is going to be the way we need it to be when we go to this grid. Actually, it won't be, but I'm going to break this down in a minute. So we're going to go over to the next cell. You see where it says go to next cell? That's the next cell in the grid I have set up. Right now, we were focused on styles. So now when we go to the next grid, now this is not a week. Now we're looking at daily. Daily what? We select it. Right here is what we're looking at. It tells us right here, 1 year worth of candles, and each candle represents 1 day. Another place for you to check to see what chart and time frame you're looking at, right over here. So this is the ticker of the company, 1 year, 1 day. So now when you look at a chart, you'll know where to look to find out where those time frames are. So with us looking at the daily chart, the first thing I immediately recognize, let's change this to a different company. Kicks and Giggles. Lyft, LYFT. All right, so here's Lyft. So what I want to change now, let me pull my chat back up just in case. So what I want to change now, I want to move these candles further over. They're in a space I don't want them to be in. So we go up to settings, go to time axis, right here where it says expansion area. I want this to say 40. Do 40, click apply, boom. So it pulled it over. Let's adjust these heights on this. So take me off the screen, drag these down, but my volume label is not visible. So we go to the beaker, right here where it says edit studies, select that, make it visible, click apply, click OK, and drag this down where it's just above the Q&A label. There we go. So now we have more candle space up here. And we have our labels, but now we need to save it to make sure it stays this way, right? So what I'm going to do, we right click, go down to style, go to save style. We didn't select the right one. Right click, go down to style, click save style. I didn't load the study before we did this. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to style, load style so I can get the name. The name is Market Recap Daily. I need to make sure I put that in the exact same way. It wasn't preset this time. So I go to save style. This had the temp style pulled up. That's why it's coming in like that. So Market Recap Daily. And I want to include the patterns in the study set. Now, when I click save, if I spell this right, unlike before, it's going to tell me I already have a style saved as that name. There it is. So I click yes, because I want to overwrite it. I want to overwrite it. So there it is. So now when I need to pull this style up to have these labels how I want it, it's saved to automatically do that. Now that's just the styles. That's not going to help us when we change the grids. So this is something else I didn't point out. And I know I'm moving kind of fast and I'm covering a different stuff. Right here on this volume label, it says DA and DB. Now, when we go to the weekly chart, it says WA and WB. And that's because this is a weekly chart. This goes back to what I was telling you. The time frames matter. So this is weeks above and weeks below. When we go to the daily chart, this is, take me off the screen because now it's blocking it, days above and days below. So you have more trading volume in a week than you do in a day. So that matters. Time frames are extremely important when you're doing technical analysis. You have to know these time frames that you're looking at. Put me back on the screen. I want to double check to see if this time axis is right. Yes, it's right. So we did that. Now I want to talk about the grids, because now we're looking at the pro market open. And I was telling you guys something about the label. Okay, so the volume is moving. Let me check something. If I go up here and I'm looking at the volume, here's my volume label, and I go to settings. Is the market open? Yes. So let me check something. Go to OK, because it looked like it was moving when we was looking at the pro market closed too. So let me go over here, pro market closed. Now, when I select that grid, we change the grid. Notice how when we change the grid, you see how it's messed up again? The stuff is not there. That's because we didn't save the grid that way. We saved the style that way. So we can fix it real quick. And this isn't the right, we don't have the right ticker pulled up. So this is the other thing. The grid is saving the ticker you have pulled up. So that SPX is the ticker that we have associated with that grid. So every time you reload that grid, you have to update the ticker that we was looking at. So I think we were looking at Lyft, LYFT. You see how the labels aren't there? So we go over to We need that weekly style. Low style market recap weekly. Now it's back how we want it. Now, what if we want to make sure that it's right when we just change the grid? We don't want to go through this every time we change the grid, right? So this is where the grids come in at. You go up here to grid. Now you're going to save the grid as. When you do that, it's going to come up as the name that you already have up here. This is the grid we're looking at. And now this is how we wanted this part to look. So we go ahead and we click save. Now, the only funny thing about this, let me go ahead and change it. I'm going to change it to Pro Market Open. So this is a different grid. So first we were looking at styles. Now we're looking at grids. So I'm moving from the bottom up. So the simple way of adjusting stuff and saving it is style. A tier above that is going to be the grids. And then it's a tier above that. But right now we're in the mid level. So here's Pro Market Open. We did not save that grid. So now you can see that it went to something crazy. And it's a whole different company. This is AES. Let's go back to Pro Market Closed because that's the one we had just saved. All right. Now, when we did that, it did save the grid the way it was supposed to, but it didn't save the ticker. It went back to SPX. So if I put in LYFT, see, now it's where it need to be at. So it was wrecking my brain to try to figure out what this problem was. The problem was this link. Where you see this number 2 at, this means everything linked to that number 2, it needs to change. So if I select that, you have different companies that's selected to these different covers of those different labels. So if I unlink it, let's try this again. Save grid as. It's over here. You can't see it. Bring it over. Click save. And we have it unlinked. So let's switch over to a different grid and see what we can get. And this might not fix it because I played around with this for a while to try to figure this out. And I could not for the life of me. I did figure out what it was, but I want to start with this solution first. Now we go back to close. See, that was it. So when you unlink it, now it's not trying to pull up the SPX. So if you want it to be the way you want it to be, every time you save that grid, it's going to save whatever you have in here as long as you don't have it linked. Now, once I link it, you see how SPX was there? SPX was in the yellow. So when you save it, it's going by what's right here, even when you change it for some reason. So if I had changed it to lift, if you do the drop down, it's showing you lift now. But if I save that grid, save grid as, bring this over to let you see it, click save. Then I switch it to a different grid, Pro Market Open, and then go back to Pro Market Close. You see it goes back to SPX. I have no idea why it does that. So what I did, I just unlinked it, changed it to a different company so I can make sure that all my labels are there because the SPX is an index. It doesn't have volume. That's why that whole section is missing. So you want to make sure you have any random company in or some type of ticker pulled up that has all of the information you want to see, even if it's not the company you want to look at. And then you go ahead and you switch it to the company that you want. Okay. Now, I want to talk to you about this link. No, let's just stay where we at because I didn't even say we was going to talk about that. So what we want to do now, we want to make sure that we save those styles the way we want them to look and how we want them to be inside of the grid. So that way, when we switch the grid, the styles for each one of those things we were looking at was already set. That's what we want to do. So we're going to go over here. What time we got? We got about 5. I'm going to do like 10 more minutes. So we're going to go over here. We got this is the weekly. So we have the weekly set up how we want it. Now we need to set up right here. Now see where it's linked again? It's linked. And that's what the problem is. See, even though we had changed it before, these links are still have up the other one. So just unlink this. We just going to unlink this and we'll worry about this later. So unlink it. And now we're going to pull up that style we want. And we need to change this to lift. So we're going to pull up that style. So I'll use the right click, go down to style, load style, market recap daily. This is the daily time frame we want updated. Boom. Now we have everything we want and how we want it to look. It's over to the right, all of that good stuff. So now we need to save this grid again. So we go up here to the grid section, go down to save grid as, pull the name over. The name is already there. We click save. So now we have our weekly section of the grid set up. And now we have the daily section of our grid set up. Now I want to tell you about that link glitch. When we use this drop down, SPX is still in that yellow. The SPY is on red. So everywhere those links pop up, that company is still associated with that number. So each link, you can assign it to something different. So this chart could be linked to red. That's on a daily chart. Then on this one, you can link it to red. But whatever's associated with that red, it's going to change it everywhere that you have that same number one. So if we go to analyze, that's the same number right there, right? So if I pull this over, number one is right there. Where else is it? It's a bunch of links. Like everywhere you have that link where that number is there, it's still going to save that information in there. So when you do the save for the style and the save for the grid, I know this got a lot of noise on the screen. Give me a second. I'm going to calm it down. We go over to, so the market watch, you see it's linked to one. All these different places, it can be linked. And that's why, see, here it is, another link. When you save that grid, it's pulling up the memory from all of these different things you still left linked to the number two. So when you unlinked, yeah, it's the links. When we get off the live stream, I'm gonna figure out what the actual answer is so I can walk you through it so you don't have to deal with that link glitch. But it is the links. It's the link glitch. So one way to get around it, you just unlink it. Let me see if we can try it again. If we put in a lift, all of the red ones should be switched to link, should be switched to lift now. So like everything that was associated with the red link should be lift. See, this is 2, so we got to switch this to 1. That's it, 2. So we changed this to 1. And then what else? Analyze, that was 1. Scan, blah, blah, blah. Watch list. Okay, charts. Now let's see if it's going to kick us back to SPY. Just for kicks and giggles, I want to see if this is going to kick us back to SPY. So pro market closed. We have this how we want it. And we go ahead and save the grid. Save grid as pro market close. Click save. And now we're going to close the, open the grid for open, pro market open. So we switch into a different style. Now we're going to load it. Now, if the glitch is still active, it's not going to come up as lift. It's going to come up as the SPY, because that's what was in there when we first started messing around with it. It worked. So there it is. That's how you get it unstuck. You change it to a whole different link number and then make sure they all updated and it'll reset it. But if you don't do that, it's just going to be a headache. So that's the pro market closed. We did the week. This is the daily. And now you can do that same thing on each time frame. Now look up here. This says 1M. So this means 1 minute. So every candle represents 1 minute. That's what we're looking at here. But let's finish working on these grids because I want to make sure they're both right for the for pro market closed and pro market open. So we do have them right for pro market closed for the weekly and the daily. So now we need to make sure we get it right for the pro market open on the weekly and the daily. So that's not right. So what we're going to do, we're going to change this link to the red one. There you go. We got lift. It's already in there. That's how I want it. Now what we're going to do, we need to open up. We need to figure out what time frame we're on. So this is on yellow. So we're going to go through these grids and update all of these to the red one. Just keep going through the grid and update them to red. To number 1. We linking them to the red. I know this is a little time consuming, but it's going to be worth it once we get it set up. We're putting the work in now to save us time on the back end. That's exactly what we're doing. So we go back to the beginning. Now this is Pro Market Open Grid. That's the one I have it named. Now we need to pull up the Market Recap Weekly style. Right click on the screen, go down to Style, Load Style, Market Recap Daily. No, Market Recap Weekly, because we're looking at the week, and then we're good. Now, here's the thing. All right. Some of my studies are set specifically to if the market is open or if the market is closed. These are custom studies that I had made. So I need to make sure that I didn't goof up when I saved those styles, that they were set to be open or closed. So we're going to verify that. I'm going to go up here to edit studies, and I'm going to go through each one of these to make sure that if it has a market open or market closed option, that since this is supposed to be pro market open, that it's selected to open. So I'm going to go over here to the gear icon. This doesn't have it. So I go here. That doesn't have it. Go here. See right here, it says market open. So this is where I know it needs to say yes or no. Since this is pro market open, this needs to say yes. So that one's correct. So we're not using that one. That's not visible, but I want to make sure that it's right. So we're just going to go ahead and check it. Pro market open, yes. So we leave that one. Let's check this one. That doesn't have it. This one. Week closed, no. Now, this is something I have to keep in mind. So we're in the middle of the week. Today is Tuesday. So that's why this needs to say no. So if the week was closed, that option needs to be changed to yes if I was reviewing it after the market closed on Friday or over the weekend. Okay, for right here, doesn't say anything about the market being open or closed. Right here, doesn't say anything about the market being open or closed. So these are fine. Click apply and then click OK. So we're good. Now to make sure that this is right, we're going to go ahead and save the grid as pro market open, save, boom. So that's our weekly. Let's go to the daily. The daily is not right. So what we're going to do, right click on the screen, go to style, load style, market recap daily. This is the daily one. We have that selected. Our labels are good. We on the move now, guys. Now we go up here, edit studies. We'll go to edit studies. We want to verify market open. Yes, that's what we're looking for. Market open question. Market open. Yes, that's right. This one, does it have it? Does this one market open? Yes. Okay, go here. Market open. Don't see it right here. Market open. Yes. Okay, market open. Doesn't matter. Go here. Okay, so now I click apply. Everything is where it needs to be. Now we save the grid again because we focused on doing a different section. Even if I didn't make any changes, I just want to make sure that I'm not missing nothing. So I go ahead and I click save. Boom, we're good. Now we're going to go back to market pro closed. So we have it visually how we want it, but we did not confirm if those settings were on market open or closed. That's what we're looking at. So we go back to edit studies. We're looking at the weekly. Now we're going to check these to make sure that it's acknowledging that the market is closed. Otherwise, it's going to throw the study off. See, that's what was throwing us off. This is saying the market is open. It is closed based off what we're doing with the grid. So we change this to no, the market is not open. Click OK. And then click, we're going to go through all of them and click apply at the same time. Go to this one. This should say no. That's fine. Go here. Week close, that's fine. Market open. No, that's not there. Go here. Boom. All right, now apply. Now these labels are functioning the way they're supposed to, because they know if the market is open or closed. This makes a difference, because now if I have pro market closed up here, these labels won't move. You notice that number's not moving, the volume. But if I change it to pro market, we got to save this grid first. I'm moving too fast. Let's save this grid to make sure we have this the way we need it. So we go to save grid as, bring this over, click save. Boom, we're good. Now we're going to go to pro market open. So now you can see this volume label is moving because it knows that the market is open. So this is the current volume for today, and it's moving, and all of these labels are dealing with the market being open right now. All right, we were on here for more than an hour, so I did get this in, and I'm going to do this more often. Thank you guys for tuning in, hitting the like button, subscribing, and all that other good stuff. And if you were, I am getting some comments from Facebook. It's just not making the chime. But thank you guys for tuning in. You already know, I hope that you learned something, and I hope that you earned something. Tune in tonight at 11 p.m. Eastern time for the Market Recap Live. Let me pull up what company we covering tonight, because I don't even know. I don't even know off the top of my head what company we covering tonight. Oh, so let's get it. Let's get it. Wait a minute. That's not supposed to be on the screen. Wait a minute. Give me a second. Let me pull this up. Just me. I don't need to be in the back office of my Facebook. Get out my business. All right. Ticker poll, ticker poll, ticker poll. We can leave that on the screen. Put the Facebook information up here. Here's the official Facebook page channel. Go over there and follow. Help a brother out. Help a brother out. All right. Facebook information. Bring this over. You can't see. No, you can't. Now, what was I going over here for? Oh, to find out who we covering tonight. So we're covering GM. We're covering GM tonight. So we're covering GM for the Market Recap Live tonight, 11 p.m. Eastern time. Okay, so make sure you tune in. Also, did a full interview, and the link for that is in the description. I made sure I put it in there. And follow Tierra Owens, content creator on Facebook. If I didn't put that information in the description, I'm going to do it when we get off the live stream. But just search Tierra Owens on Facebook. Thank you guys. Take care and God bless.